Yo, what up YouTube? Nas from Bto. Back for another video with the Q50. This time you saw the cage, the turbo kit, and now the motor's back out again. This is the good motor. So the last video I replaced the bad motor for this good motor, put it back in, got it running, and now we're putting the Haltech ECU on it. And the reason that I needed to pull the motor is because I was replacing the stock wastegates for some Turbo Smart wastegates to have better boost control. And I want to run a 5 PSI spring instead of 8 PSI stock spring so that it can make, I wanted to make as least power as possible in like the low 5s, high 4s. And then I used a Mac valve and the standalone ECU as boost control to ramp the boost up and power up, and we'll make more power eventually and have different power level maps instead of it only making like 550 or like 600 at 8 PSI, because this is a stock motor and I'm trying to keep these rods in the block. So trying to keep that power down, or at least the torque down, in a smooth power curve. All right, interruption of the video that you're watching. As I just said, the video that you're watching is the Haltech ECU and dash install on the VQ37. The motor that I just said that I pulled out, you just watched me pull out, and I said it was a good motor, that motor was actually bad as well. So 2 bad motors back to back. What's my luck? But yeah, we're like 3 months ahead in the future. The SoCal trip video already happened. Race Wars already happened. Haltech install already happened. I'm speaking to y'all from the future. This motor the motor that you're watching me put in is this one. It threw a rod out the side of the block. Like, long story short, I got this motor for pretty much free, and I was taking a risk. They told me it was good. It looks clean, but it was not good. Haltech's in. We went to Race Wars. Well, we dynoed it. Car made good power. We went to Race Wars. Car lived the first day of Race Wars. At the end of the day, that motor blew up. Then I got another motor, put it in, retuned it, re-dyno tuned it, took it to SoCal, and it survived, and now we're here. So, yeah, I'll resume to the video. You can watch the install of the Haltech, and next video will be Oregon drift trip with this in August, which it's now August. Deuces. But yeah, I think this is going to be the first, not the first VQ37 on Haltech, because people have done it, but I will say probably the first manual swapped Q50, also with the twin turbo kit on a standalone Haltech ECU. I'll just say shout out Ben Lee, Hexa Garage. Those two are close friends of mine. Helped me out a lot with guidance, and you probably would want to do this instead of that, saving me time and from trial and error. Just having people in my circle that know what they're doing and can assist me with some things that I may not know a lot about. But here we are. I'm taking the stock harness off. I'll show you the custom harness that Hexa has helped me work on. Already replaced the wastegates. So yeah, swap the harness on. My injectors are out, getting cleaned at Solano Performance Center. Shout out Jay. And then once the harness is on, I'm gonna put the manifold back on, lower the car, put the motor back in, take the manifold off, put the injectors back in, and then next week we're going to go to Hexa, finish up the wiring and get it started, hopefully for Fuel Fest next weekend. But I'm getting to work, so I'll see you in a moment. Some people get overwhelmed when they see an engine harness. This is a stock harness. Pretty much every little plug has a custom length that if you just kind of start over here and wrap it around, it'll naturally kind of land where everything plugs in. Like I said, some people get overwhelmed when they see that, but then take a look at this. pretty much the same thing. You throw it on the engine, everything's gonna land where it needs to. This is a stock harness deloomed. That's the firewall connection. That's the car communication plug. And these are the plugs needed to convert to the Haltech R3 ECU. And there's some other stuff going on, but no point in explaining that. VVL, stock VVL. And then it'll all get managed once it's on there in the car and everything's ran. There's extra wires that we're gonna need to run in here for sensors and stuff, but yeah.
You don't need cash on you, dude.
That boy cash.
I just been ballin' out every season. Know it's some niggas I left in the beach. I just been married to double cup. I gotta pour me a 4 inside another liter. Time to best and then run it up. I gotta put the new bells inside of the freezer. Back at the trap, I was ducking them people. Ducking the birds, sending out the Migos. All of my diamonds gon' bust out the meter. I'm dripping water, nigga, Aquafina. Damn, that bitch capping if she think I need her. Hit her one time and then I gotta leave her. I'm a real street nigga. Gotta keep it a rap with my people. Turn the whole squad to bosses. I can be.
All right, YouTube. I don't know what the last clip I filmed was, but probably the time lapse of me putting all this on. Front motor's in, intercooler stuff is on, front end's back on. Today's Monday. Last time I worked on it was Friday. It's Memorial Day. I came in early just for about an hour or two before I go be a family man. And then cut the holes out for blow off or intake air temp. And then I hole sawed my, for this. I gotta take some material off of this thing to make it a little lower. But yeah, I'm gonna weld that up and then probably call it for the day. Come back tomorrow. The intakes will be ready. More fuel system parts should show up today so that I can finish the fuel system. All right, it's Tuesday, back in the shop. Yesterday, I came in, welded the blow-off valve flanges, intake air temp. Today, my goal was to finish the fuel system, but my dumbass thought this 6 a.m. line, I thought this was PTFE. It's not PTFE. I can't use it for my fuel system. So all I had left was the regulators mounted. This is the return line going back to the tank. The flex fuel sensor, as you saw, flex fuel sensor is going to be mounted like right here. And I was just going to do a short little 6-inch piece to go from the bottom of the flex fuel sensor into the regulator right there. And then I needed to go from the flex fuel sensor to the Z1 3-port right there. But I have no PTFE, so I can't finish the fuel system. I ordered some. It should be here, same day shipping. Should be here between 5 to 10 p.m. So if I pull a late one today, maybe I can finish the fuel system. The goal is I was trying to go to Georgia shop tomorrow. Like that was really my goal, which would have been possible if I would have probably finished this fuel system in like the next hour or two. But instead of that, I pulled off the manifold. I'm gonna slap the injectors back in so that the fuel rail is in its location. And then I can remount this so then whenever I have the PTFE, I can just whip up a line over there and then one down. I already replaced the 8AN fitting back there by the tank. That's done. And then, yeah, after the fuel system engine bay stuff is done, then I could put on the intakes. Manifold will be mounted. Intakes will be mounted. I can do the plumbing for the wastegate line to the MAC. I'm going to do that. I'll do wastegate line to the MAC valve. And then to my blow-off valves. But yeah, once that stuff was all that was done, then I was gonna raise the car, swap on the Haltech wide bands on the upstreams, and then slap the rest of the exhaust on, throw the drive shaft in, pull an axle, and then if I had time today, I was gonna try to do some bash bar stuff, which I probably still will have time because now I can't do the finish the fuel system. And then tomorrow go to George's. But we'll see. I'm kind of all over the place. You start one thing and then it doesn't go right, and then that kind of messes up the plan for everything else. So I'm just gonna go and do random things because doing something is better than doing nothing. So.
Like I'm Adidas. Young nigga pulling up inside the Bentley truck. I just be popping shit like hot grease. I remember days sitting at the trap, about to call the plug, got a cop 3. Looked up the Pablo Escobar, money meeting Chapo, that's my top 3. Bitch, I was serving the sidewalk, then I copped the drop, hopped in the street. You can't name a young nigga that's hot as me. All my niggas do murders and robbery. Got about 20 racks in a robbing jean. Niggas thinking I won off the lottery. When I hop in the push start with the pounds, niggas know that it ain't no stopping me. Out of town champ like Mayweather, got a new crib off the boxing ring. Put the new 4G autos on the Jeep. Run up 30 in a week. I just fuck I don't keep 45 under the pillow, 45,000 in the sheets. I want the bag, nigga. I can't chase no hoe if I know she ain't married to me. Bitch, I done got this shit about the street. Red gut, period, blood on my seat. I just been ballin' out every season. Know it's some niggas I left in the bleachers. I just been married to double cup. I gotta pour me a 4 inside another liter. Tie up the beds and then run it up. I gotta.
All right, so as you saw, I added the V-band clamps in. I'm not gonna say this is easier, but at least there's no more gaskets and bolts. Then I added flex bellows because there was no flex before. Now it can move if I hit the ground or something, then another V-band. And then before my exhaust was like pressed up against here, now there's room for it to move. But if it rattles, I mean, it's because it's hitting just a little bit on the sway bar right there. Pulled my axle out so I can push it easier. About to bleed the clutch or lower it down, bleed the clutch. And then that'll be it for under here. We added the clamps. All those are good. And then, yeah, lower it down. Finish the wastegate lines and stuff, and that'll be it.
Boom. Progress.
Make sure ECU. Nope, that's throttle. That's throttle. That's nav.
That one only has 3?
Yes. Yeah, I had throttle plugged into the wrong one.
Yeah, that's throttle. Alright, pull the yellow and blue. What's the twisted pair?
Yellow green.
Yellow green.
Put the new bells inside of the freezer. Back at the trap, I was ducking them people. Ducking the birds, sending out the Migos. All of my diamonds gon' bust out the meter. I'm dripping water, nigga, Aquafina. Then that bitch capping if she think I need her. Hit her one time and then I gotta leave her. I'm a real street nigga.
I've been here since like 10 a.m. this morning. What time is it? 4:45. Pretty much engine harness is damn near done. So we deleted a bunch of accessory things that a stock car would need, but this is a race car, so we simplified the harness. Then I ran a new wire for oil pressure sensor down there, falls driver side bank, and on the passenger side bank, coolant pressure sensor followed through the harness. They're all 3 sensors are out there, and then my fuel pressure sensor comes in, goes on the harness, falls, and goes out. and then he cut off and basically, yeah, cut off and deleted a lot of stuff. Now, all this needs to go through the firewall into the ECU and then rewire some stuff down there to get the Haltech to power on and not communicate, but just power on certain things on the car. Because on stock ECU, there's 3 plugs. You have the plug to the body harness, or the plug to the car, so it goes to the chassis harness, body harness, all that, and then your 2 engine plugs. On the Haltech, there's just 2 engine plugs, but there's pins, and the pinouts are available to trigger everything on that you need trigger everything on that you would need as if you still had the 3rd ECU plug, which we don't. So we're just going to hardwire some things into the Haltech 2 connectors, and it will power on the car as if it still had that 3rd ECU plug from the stock ECU. Hope that made sense. It's confusing, but it makes sense, and it's gonna work. It's just confusing how it had to be explained. ECU's on, making the base map. We don't think the wideband 2 CAN controller is working. I think that thing is bad. Or maybe this jumper harness that's extending it to the CAN hub right there. But everything is working. Can't show y'all too much. But, yeah. Huh? No.
go, bro. Yep. One last run. Hey!